Here we go. Let's get started, everyone. At the top of your mat, please, standing. Okay, if you like, a little bit more traditional go is the feet together today. So traditionally, we'd step the feet together, all right? We'd squeeze the glutes, roll the shoulders back and down, and just take a moment here to connect to our breath, to our body. Maybe setting an intention or, bringing something to your mind's eye, a clear objective and vision in the mind. The yogis like to say, if someone in your life needs some extra energy, we produce more than enough energy for a few people in our practice. So if you'd like to keep somebody in your thoughts, in your inner eye, that's a good way to use some of this extra energy you're creating. Nice big inhale in your nose, and big exhale. Deep inhale in your nose, slow exhale. Remember, Ujjayi breathing, a slight restriction in the throat. Your mouth is closed, but it's like you're breathing in and out your mouth. You'll hear a slight whisper. And here we go, yogis. On your next inhale, starting with a classic practice this morning, let's reach our arms up. And exhale, slowly bow, hinge forward. Inhale, half lift. We step right back to plank. If you need, you're on your knees. Bend the elbows. I'm going to take it down to the chest. Inhale. In this Sun A, we're going to do our cobras. In Sun B, we'll maybe do up dogs. Okay? Downward facing dog. Remember to pace it out at your own. All right? Kind of, some days you need to move a little slower. And some days you feel how you have the energy and it feels good to move fast. So try not to get stuck in a way it's supposed to be. More listening to your body and trusting that instinct, based in that moment. Okay, not based on yesterday. All right, on your inhale, let's bend our knees. We're gonna look forward. Let's hop or step forward. So after a slight pause in down dog, we start moving again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. If you know how to do Sun A in any form, this is Ashtanga form, you're more than welcome. 2 more rounds. Inhale and exhale. Inhale is the half lift. High plank, opposite foot steps back first. Optional push-ups. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Sometimes I use sun salutation after our initial warm-up, so you can kind of let loose a little bit more. So that approach might be different than using it as our first movement. It might be slower and softer here. On your inhale, bend your knees, look forward. You're gonna hop or step, make your way to the front of your mat. On your inhale, it's half lift. That's activating those back muscles. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. And exhale, hands heart center. Just one more round, yogis, for Sun A. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, half lift. Take it back to your high plank and low plank. Finding your cobra after you do a few push-ups. Nice inhale. I lift my chest, my heart. And you notice I was kind of pausing in Cobra 1 and Cobra 2. Downward facing dog, take an extra breath in dog. Each time you visit dog, you kind of evolve it this morning, right? So the first one was a little bit more moving. Maybe the last one will be very disciplined and you kind of keep making your way there. Kind of more subtle body awareness, more breathing as you get more into it also. Whereas it might start just kind of getting into your, what we call the outer physical gross big body, okay? On your inhale, let's bend our knees, look forward. Let's make our way to the front of our mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale, rise up, please. And exhale, just stand for one breath. As the yogis say, kind of mentally digesting what we just did, not rushing to the next, savoring, right? Like really stepping in and feeling it. Now feet go about hips width distance if you'd like, and a good old chair pose starts our second little flow here. Go ahead, find your chair, take an extra breath or two. So anytime we visit a new pose, you kind of pause. All right, and the next time through, you'll notice we go a little faster. But you do, like I said, kind of savor it for a moment. Big inhale, take it down on the exhale. Inhale, we still add our half lift, and then optional vinyasa chaturanga. You're always welcome to step back to dog. Now, I'll hover halfway. I'll turn the top of the feet down. Same posture as cobra, except my arms are more straight and my legs are hovering more. Downward facing dog. Let's step our feet clip together. The inhale, right leg rises. So this isn't actually traditional, but I like to add this kind of leg up. You can take a moment to circle your hip. You can take a moment to lift the leg up and down a few times. So you can see, even though we're kind of all together, you're also in a sense on your own. Okay, inhale, right leg goes high. Lift your left heel, let's shift forward to plank. Let's step our right foot forward. And you know, it's first time, maybe high lunge. Keep your back heel lifted. Finding that first, chair kind of represents a squat, and this represents a lunge. So it's that first fundamentals in those kind of leg weight bearing, okay? So you take another breath or two, just feel that body, maybe getting a little lower, reaching a little higher. Okay, big inhale. And then we'll take it down through your optional vinyasa on the exhale. So the exhale is a whole big movement from high lunge all the way down to low plank. Okay, the inhale is that big back bend, the up dog, and then the exhale is the movement to down dog. And then second side, left leg rises, open up your hip.
Yeah, nice. If you're ready for inversions, by all means. On the best day of your life, you'd come in here and you basically, on your really, really good days in exercise, you don't really warm up. You just kind of get right into it. Okay, big inhale. Let's bring our left leg high. Nice. Some of you are still going with circling your hip. Take your time. Left knee, forehead. You always want to slow down everything. Step our left foot forward and let's rise up to our high lunge. So yoga in beginner yoga. The level of yoga is really not determined by the form of the posture. It's more, initially, beginner yoga is a very subjective experience. You're teaching people to slow down, connect, and feel your body. It's very subjective. It's very personal. You say, how much can you feel your body? You've done this exercise 20 times, but now the practice can be, can you connect to the sensations of your body and your breath more?
And then it's what intermediate yoga is, guys, is a shift from subjective to objective. And that's very difficult once you're good at subjective. Big inhale. Go ahead, let's take it down on the exhale, left leg back, optional vinyasa chaturanga. Just so we're clear, we're not going to do these all class, so get them in now, all right? I'm using them as warm-up, not as anything in the middle. Downward dog, please. Now take a breath. We're getting a little bit more into it, about 10 minutes in. You're waking up more. Your body's stimulated and a little bit more heat. On your inhale, bend knees, look forward. Let's hopper step forward. Your inhale, half lift, so your breath guides you, not me. Exhale, forward fold. Good old chair posture. Inhale. And then exhale, stand, squeeze your butt, lift your chest. Okay? Round two, sun B, but progressive. I will add here, okay? Chair posture, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. It's a little bit faster. Inhale, half lift. High plank, low plank. Up dog or cobra. Your call. Some days I do a lot of these, some days I don't do any. Downward dog on the exhale. Inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Remember, the foot is kind of inside the thumb, so the feet are about hips width distance still. Seal your back heel. Let's rise up. Warrior one now. Cool. I consider warrior one like an intermediate yoga pose. Very difficult. Pull that right hip back here. Pull those ribs in, okay? Bend that front knee. Take big inhale. Let's find our warrior two. If you want a little bit more time in your posture there this morning, by all means. So warrior two is another type of lunge. It's just our hips kind of open to the side instead of kind of facing to the front edge of your mat. Okay, let's take our first big side stretch here. Flip that front palm up, nice big reverse. So reverse warrior, hand can be on the back leg or even swing around the back, depends on how you're feeling. Try to lengthen the side bodies, don't overarch your back. Don't let that right knee buckle in. Okay, big inhale, side angle through warrior two. Right hand can go on your block or your forearm can meet your knee. Top arm can reach forward. Lengthen your side bodies, pull your ribs in, turn your chest to the sky. Don't be shy to add half bind here if you're already ready and you need no like more active versions where your arm might hover or there's full binds. Hey, I'm not here to determine exactly what you should do. I want to give you some direction, but I want you to practice pushing yourself and also kind of that idea, that intuitive exercise, all right? Here we go. Reverse warrior two, big inhale. So you rise all the way back through the range and then you windmill down. Take your time, right leg back, vinyasa chaturanga. Maybe you're ready for a quick handstand hop, stepping your left foot closer, taking your little hops here, landing nice and soft. Okay, and if that's not your style of practice, no worries. Downward facing dog, please.
Unless you're still going on your own. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee forehead. Let's step our left foot forward. We eventually will meet in warrior one. So warrior one is the back heel seal. Then a quick tip for warrior one. My back foot is not turned open completely to the side. It is angled forward. Remember how we're trying to bring that left hip back? We want to make sure, yogis, our back foot is more angled forward than it is to the side. It still is open though, okay? Bend that front knee, reach those arms high, warrior one. Yeah, some of you are a little behind, so take your time. Our next posture is warrior two. We're not doing super long holds here. Kind of like middle ground. We're not in and out like true vinyasa, one breath, one movement. We're pausing. So we have both movement and stillness. Yeah, warrior two, you might want to lengthen your stance. This is pretty much our longest lunge, okay? Front knee over front heel, arms to the T now. Bend that front knee, press those feet down. Attempt to stretch just as much as you strengthen. Find your nice balance. Did everyone get that earlier? That intermediate yoga is practicing an objective observation of your practice in your body. So it's very easy for us to get too subjective. We're too like inside our own head. We want to develop this ability eventually, once you know the postures well, and once you're good at feeling it all, to step outside more and get like a witness perspective, so you can get a little bit more like a, that honest, objective vision of yourself. Let's keep going. You're holding that posture. Left arm goes high. So it's reverse warrior two. As you can see, I'm pretty sore today, so I'm taking these yoga postures soft here. No reason for me to go really deep right now. My body's sore. Okay, big inhale. And then our next final posture of our progressive slow here is left forearm, left thigh, top arm reaches forward. Some of us did the block or even went deep. I saw a few of you working your binds here. Notice my palm turns down, top palm down as my chest turns up, side body's lengthened, legs engaged, pelvic floor squeezes. You're trying to make one line from your right hand to your right foot. So you don't want to be here or here, okay? You can do that if you have an intention to stretch, but the idea of alignment is based off, like, if you're aware of sacred geometry, this idea that certain forms in the universe create better energy flow and structure. Here we go. Reverse warrior two. Windmill down. Hands on the floor. Left leg back. Vinyasa. Handstand hops. Watch me if you're new. Point toe. Bend knee. Little hop. Soft landing. Little hop. Soft landing. Let's go, yogis. Let's pick it up a tiny bit. And no big deal. If you don't want to do that, that's the nice thing about Zoom too. You don't feel pressure. Sometimes in the room, everyone else is hopping. You're the only one not. You can be honest with yourself better. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure in yoga rooms. And on the other side, sometimes you feel like you're showing off. I go into practice all the time. People probably think I'm showing off, but I'm just doing my practice. I don't even know what everyone else is doing. I'm going crazy in there because I'm expressing my enjoying life. You don't feel like you're showing off either. Downward dog. On inhale, bend knees, look forward. Hop, step forward. Progressive vinyasa. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair posture. Okay. Exhale, stand. You know, I love this one. It's very classic Hatha yoga. Feet step together, right hand, left wrist. Left palm to the right, big inhale, and side bend. You notice in my classes, I do a lot of lateral training, movements, stretching and strengthening. We need to really work on this lateral body more, okay? Inhale, center, left hand, right wrist. Side bend to your left. So your left hand is kind of pulling your right arm up and over slightly. One of our main physical goals is to create active length in the body. Gravity is always compressing us. We kind of get rounding, short and compressed as we age, and we want to teach our body to stand up tall, okay? Inhale back to center, little bit different yogis. Exhale, hands down by side, maybe behind your back, okay? Maybe widen your feet, big inhale, lift your chest, and bend your knees. Go ahead, big shoulder stretch after all your vinyasas and your arms to the sky, which are all flexion. Now this is a big hyperextension stretch. So you stretch your flexors. There's a method to the madness. Progressive vinyasa today, a traditional form of hatha yoga. Yogi squat, release your hands, turn your toes open slightly, drop your butt. I squat every day, whether it's just a stretch or it's a, jumping or a balanced squat or a weighted squat. Every day I pretty much find in a squat. If you're ready for a crow pose, you're more than welcome to plant your hands and fly. Hug your elbows in. Let's do it. Knees on triceps. Spread the back. Look forward. Grip those fingers. And here's where vinyasas you might start to skip some, but on a good day, you keep pushing it. Downward dog, optional, high plank to low plank. The vinyasas are kind of like it's a great for full body strength and flexibility. I know they can get a little repetitive, but they are fantastic. Downward dog, here we go. Inhale, right leg rises. Option, open up the hip, lift your left heel, spin on your left foot, right foot off your mat behind you. We haven't done any twists yet, really, so maybe this is too early. Inhale, lift the hips. Top arm might reach forward. First, one arm balance. First big kind of rotational pattern and asymmetry in the back body. This posture is taught in like every yoga class, and it's really challenging for the body. Okay, very likely to injure also. Inhale, right leg goes high. Let's keep it going, guys. Exhale, right knee forehead. Let's step our right foot forward. Let's rise it up. I'd say high lunge for most of us yogis. No reason to force anything here. But if you're up for the big challenge, back heel seals. Inhale, arms go high. Let's do the big first twist. Hands in prayer, bow the chest. The reason I said pivot on the ball of your back foot, because this twist is very difficult with the back heel seal. Couple more breaths, lengthen through your core, revolve side angle. If you want more, you can spread your arms. Top arm could reach forward. You could work on a bind. The bind here, both binds and side angles, unreal for shoulder, scapular, neck, stretch and release. All right, especially once you can get that actual full bind and breathe in it. That's a good day type pose though, because it's really a big flexibility. Okay, big inhale. Let's go, arms high, high lunge. Seal your back heel. Straighten your front leg, step your back foot in a tiny bit. Whereas warrior two, we lengthen our stride more. Triangle, we might shorten our stride a little, the opposite. Back toes turn in, drop your right hip down, reach forward and hinge. Take a few breaths. Don't rush to the posture. I just don't want to waste too much time on the description. I want to let you know triangles next. Make sure you still slow down. Find your triangle, straight leg now.
You know me, I love some triangles, especially the open hip. First balance today is half moon. Here we go. Bend right knee, look down. Walk right hand forward. We've done a lot of side body postures, right? We've done reverse warrior, warrior two. We've done side angle and triangle, and standing crescent. We are now ready for the big one here. Hovering maybe my right hand. If you're feeling really good, bottom arm can reach forward. It's called full moon. Last 2 to 3 breaths. When we do short holds, you can work more quality. Endurance tends to lead to reduction in quality of your form, just fatigue. Less fatigue, better quality postures. Bend right knee, land left foot at the back of your mat. Turn your toes in, parallel but wide. Hands go on your hips, big inhale, hips forward, chest lifts. And then take it down, forward bend. Pulling on the floor, headstanders. You take a go, tripod, hands plant between the feet. Fingers face same direction as toes, and you get the tripod going. So if you want to see it in true vinyasa speed, right? You inhale here, you exhale here. You plant your hands, your crown, you inhale here. You take a few breaths, just like we've been doing in a lot of postures, but you always exit skillfully. Okay?
The real goal is kind of a forward bend and inversion after some big postures, the big twisted lunge, the big triangle, the big half moon. You know, in the flip dog, there was like 4 really big postures in there. It's kind of like a little symmetrical breather, all right? We are gonna do something in between though. Okay, I'm gonna go right to it. So meet back in the straddle, walk your hands to the front of your mat, step your right foot back, come down to your forearms. We have a couple options here. Side plank would be a little bit more for a large group. Forearm balance for my more seasoned practitioner inversion people. Dolphin is a good idea. Either way, I want you to bear weight on your arms. We don't really need to do side plank necessarily, or forearm balance. Dolphin is enough. Walking your feet toward your elbows, pulling your chest toward your thighs. Take a couple breaths, please. Just to be clear, I will give you a stretch after this. So you can work hard in strain because you will get a kind of counter, not only of the energy, but also of the form. Work hard, yogis. 30 more seconds, please. Forearm balance, side plank or dolphin hold, please. Try to relax the back of the neck. Yeah, try to let your head hang low, yogis. I'm looking around. A lot of you are holding that back. The back of the neck, we subconsciously tense the back of the neck. That is a recipe to not enjoy yoga, okay? You constantly tense in the back of your neck. Try to let your head hang low when it's low, okay? Okay, go slow, down to your knees. Big stretch here. Knees together, sit between your heels. So we get enough cobras. Up dogs, we're gonna skip that for now. Just like we did enough down dogs, for now we're gonna go to that dolphin. So I'm sitting between my heels. Notice they're right up, my hips are right inside my heels and I lean back. Close your eyes, good 30 seconds here breathing. Back upstairs. All right, guys, get out of there nice and slow. Take a little cat-cow. That's a huge weight bearing on the shoulders and body, and then a big stretch. That's probably the biggest front body stretch for most of us. We have to bend the knees to get that true big front body stretch. Downward dog, please. Take a moment. We have this second side and a short second standing series, and then you're done with all that kind of power standing yoga. Here we go, feet step closer together, inhale, left leg rises. Open up your hip. Remember we did this, seems like a long time ago at this point. Left foot off your mat behind you. So you lift your right heel, pivot on the ball of your right foot. It's called flip dog. So your left leg goes up and open so much that the dog kind of flips over on it. Left foot off your hip behind you. Top arm might reach forward. It's a quick hold, not gonna hold you long. Now, let me see you skillfully transition back to three-legged dog. And then exhale, left knee, forehead. Let's step our left foot quietly, skillfully inside our left thumb. High lunge, rise. Don't rush to poses. Vinyasa, by definition, is the work of the space in between, okay? Now, hands in prayer, big old twist. Hands in prayer, let's twist. It's kind of the opposite of your flip dog, if you can see it like that. Whereas here, your right shoulder is kind of coming closer to your left leg. Your left leg before was kind of going away and open away from your right shoulder. So they are like opposite contrast postures. One's more weight bearing on your back body, one on your front body. Sorry, my little pup's getting frisky this morning. She's going crazy. Now, you're in that deep twist. You're kind of all at your own pace, okay? Inhale is that high lunge. And then exhale, we kind of laterally move now through warrior two, but I'm going to straighten my front leg. And I'm going to walk my back foot in a little bit, turn my back toes in if they're not. And then boom, triangle posture, drop your left hip down and reach and hinge. Find your block, your shin, but engage your legs, lengthen your core, twist your chest to the sky. Deep breathing, please. The best yogi is the best breather. How can you make exercise more meditative? That's how you know you're doing yoga, because your intention. It's not the forms. Triangle doesn't mean you're doing any yoga. Okay? Yoga represents this idea of kind of slowing down mindfulness, this idea of making it meditative. Our final big pose of the sequence, bend left knee, look down. Left hand reaches forward, right leg lifts. A personal half moon practice. Everyone in class looks pretty familiar, so there's more freedom. I saw somebody is doing a little Chalkasana. I'm not going to show what it is today. I'm going to keep it here in a more of a basic form, but I did mention maybe hovering your bottom hand, because that is very, very classic. I'll be clear, putting that hand down, it is a half posture. It allows your legs and core to get lazy. You want to work away from that. Your left hand really hovers in this posture, okay? Now bend your left knee, land the right foot back down, pivot open to the side. Think of it like a standing vinyasa. Big inhale, hips forward, chest lifts. Big exhale, forward fold. You got one more round. Kind of a classic option here. I mentioned just pulling. I mentioned head standing. There's also straddle, walking your feet apart. Okay, so it's almost like your upper body now is in a plank. So there isn't much inversion, but the wider I go on my forms, my legs do widen. Now the question is, do I keep my soles of my feet down initially, but eventually, the more flexible you get, you actually do turn the inner edges down. Okay, so it's a lengthening of the inner line, medial. So if you keep the outer edge of your feet down, you're shortening it. It's kind of like, it doesn't make sense, right? You're tightening the space you're trying to stretch. Take 2 more breaths. Headstanders, I want you to take as long as you need. Hold that headstand. When you're done, bend the knees, lift a little bit, walk your hands to the front of your mat. Back. Forearms down. Second round, weight bearing on your arms. We do have other options like baby crow. Remember we did crow earlier? Baby crow is crow on your forearms. A lot of flexibility required there, right? The knees have to get on the triceps. You got to pull those heels up, shift forward. That's a fun option. Another option, I mentioned forearm balance, okay? Side plank. Something where your arms really strain, for a lack of a better word, okay? Yogis, the key is consistent, regular weight bearing. There's an old saying, the work you do, it's slipping my mind. It's the idea that your bones build according to the hard work you do, or something. Like your bones represent your hard work. How we're going to keep our bones building, it doesn't matter how much calcium you eat. That will not do anything unless you signal bone building. And how you build bone building is weight bearing, impact, weight bearing. That's it. It's strain on the bone. It's shear strength, like your bones want to bend. It's impact strength. There, it's torque strength, so rotational qualities. You need intense weight or strain on like muscle and bone. All right. There's a really nice saying, and it's slipping my mind. It's like really short and sweet, that your bones build. I can't remember right now, but you get the point. Your bones are only as strong as the weight you're putting on them regularly. Okay. So you got to do that regularly. And we're doing it on the arms right now. So listen, yogis, we're here in the end of our standing class, and I'm just going to slowly sit you back for a moment. Most of you look done there. So I looked at the screen, and it looks like everyone I can see look done there. So you want to keep going with forearm balance by all means, but I'm going to keep moving. Take a moment just to sit back. Before we did the one where you put your heels wide and you drop your butt, so it's like hyper bending and more like what we call meter rotation in the hips. But here I'm widening my knees, and we call this like reverse child posture. So it's good to get a second round here, but a little different. Kind of like we did high lunge in Warrior One, subtle difference, but similar. Because we got one more little standing sequence to do. Okay, it's short and it's sweet. There's no vinyasa or anything like that. Big inhale and exhale. Let's come forward, downward dog, please. On your inhale, bend your knees. Let's exhale, walk, hop our feet forward. We're going to go right forward, bend our knees and stand up. Think of this as your Warrior Three for today. Left knee lifts, arms go up. If you're feeling really good, lift the knee, drive through your right leg, reach up taller, pull your ribs in, and then straighten your left leg. Hold position. This is very classic power yoga. Just holding here. We're not holding the knee. We're not holding the toe. It's active. You're more than welcome to do those postures. You're more than welcome to add other arm positions. Just holding here is super good because our arms are always here. So it's like an opposite, okay? Big inhale, side to side practice. Maybe you can keep your arms up, left foot down, squeeze your butt, lift your chest in case you start to round and arch. Here we go. Right knee lifts. Some of us just stay there. That's totally fine, yogis, okay? Maybe right leg straightens. So that is extended Warrior Three, right? Warrior Three is here, and now I just have you here. Same form, but your body has to work a lot different there. I'm not letting you bend over. Warrior Three, it's like you always bend over. We're not doing it. We already did enough of that. Come on, hold that posture. Nice, looks good, guys. So these are our peak postures, right? It's full body, there's endurance, balance, strength, and flexibility. Go slow, right foot down, arms down. Eagle pose. So it is a type of chair, crossing the legs, stretching the arms. Inhale, arms go up, right arm under left, intertwine the forearms. Palms come together. Press your palms, pull apart your elbows, sit low, shift weight to your left knee. Left foot, right knee rises, bend your left knee, cross the thigh. Some of us can double wrap, getting the top of the foot behind the calf. Now your knees want to flop to the left, pull them to the right. Your elbows go out, pull everything back to the center line, face forward. Okay, sit low, pull your elbows down. Press your palms together, squeeze everything tight. Breathe, yogis. I love this one, stretches every major joint, really nice. Everything's bent. In the last posture, everything was straight. Okay, we're really contrasting well. Finding balance. If at any time this is too much, a standing meditation is totally fine, okay? Inhale, arms and knee up. You're just gonna bring that right foot down. You're gonna swing your left arm under your right and right to our second side. Forearms into, wrap and hands meet. Here we go, get low, guys.
Right foot down, left knee lifts. We cross our thighs. Some of us can double wrap. Notice that double wrap, my knees want to fly to the right, pull them back to the center and the left. And then sit a little bit lower, lean a little bit more back. A tendency is to very much always lean forward and down. Not a very good tendency, yogis. Eagle is upright first. It's leaning back, stacking your shoulders over your hips and sitting lower. It's chair. It's not leaning forward chair. It's leaning back. Once you're good at leaning back and pulling your elbows down, then from there you can lean forward and reach your arms more forward. Forward is second because it tends to be where our body goes naturally. Now please go slow. Inhale, arm, knee up. This time, right, left foot down, arms down. Final standing posture. Shake it out for a moment. I am going to do the standing bow today. I want you to think of this like a stretch. It's classic. If it's too much, you can lay on your chest and do bow. I get it. This is a tough one, okay? Shoulders back and down. Right hand opens up. Do not rotate. Just right hand opens like you're holding something. Just drop that down. Shift right to your left foot. Now bend the right heel behind you. Before we cross it over, now we go behind. Okay? Grab the inner edge of that top foot. Pull the knee in. Right hip forward. So I'm not here. I'm here. Left arm up, palm forward. Bend your left knee. Kick. My leg doesn't go wide. It goes behind me. My right hip drops. I kick. The kick drives the pose. The activation of the kick stabilizes you better. So if you tend to fall, you got to work on kicking stronger because you see some people, they're kind of here. The kick.
Try not to look down, yogis. All right, try to look forward. I can't really see many people, but the few that I can see look pretty good. Nice. Drop that right hip down though. It's, there it is. Some people would say this is our peak pose.
I don't really teach peak posture classes usually, okay? Go as slow as possible. Right foot down, right arm down. Take a moment. Now in yoga, you might move more skillfully, kind of entering something like this. That's kind of, drama. You just kind of do the posture. Left arm out. Go ahead inside. Inside is the beginner. If you're doing this outside one, that's way it's medial. It's more challenging. Left knee in. Right arm up. Face forward and kick. Kick drives the posture. Make sure you're on your second side. I think some of you were
doing the opposite side. Now make it a meditation. Slow down. Feel the body. Don't forget to stand and bend, bend the standing knee, yogis. You don't have to lock it. We do eventually lock the knee via muscular engagement, but that's not your first few hundred attempts probably. In Hatha Yoga, this is called the beginner yoga pose. Okay, I don't know who made that list, but this is for beginners. And usually it's done a little bit earlier in class. We warmed up pretty good for it, okay? Did some of that front body stretching. Did some good laterals.
So taking your back bends into balance is like a whole nother level. A lot of times we're very grounded. Things like wheel and camel and bow, you're very grounded so you can back bend. But here, in balance is so much more difficult because in any balance, you have to engage a lot of muscle to stabilize. So it's hard to bend. But that's the trick, right? Left foot down, arms down. Come to the top of your mat. Like the beginning of class, we need a symmetrical forward bend. Big back bend just now, okay? Arms up. And get low. Yogi squat. I will do one quick ab pose for you. Low boat, drop down to your butt, your back. If there's another core thing you want to do, that's fine. Or arms reach forward, shoulder blades lift. You're welcome to stay here. You could go inhale, legs forward, exhale, legs in, okay? You could also do kind of both. Inhale, legs forward, arms back, in. Even crunching a little bit more. But yogis, the key is not to let your lower back arch as you bring your legs forward. Don't let your lower back arch. That's when this becomes very likely to irritate your lower back. If your lower back arches. You know, I say that in class all the time, and I walk around in person, and I see everyone's arching their back. You gotta really, you know, discipline your self-awareness here, okay? Lower back does not arch. In the end, you know, you could do a few pulses, so I could be here, here, and I just do a few very slow, controlled muscular contractions. I've said this before, we're working on the awareness of quality muscular contractions or quality muscular awareness. How do you teach people to slow down and feel their muscles more? It's a really tough one, man. You know, I even a lot of the really advanced exercise people, you know, you can tell that they're not slowing down and feeling their muscle contractions based on their muscular growth. You really gotta, you know, discipline your attention and really slow down and try to feel those muscles you're working better in all the poses, okay? So when you're done, all right, guys, so I have a little plan here for back bending. Let's sit back up and swing it around. So I am gonna teach active pigeon today into our deepest twist of class. So we will come upright again. Remember, guys, in this class, I usually don't like to do this, but we're gonna do Shavasana on our own. So we're gonna do a couple stretches here. Tabletop, walk your feet back, have your blocks handy, right shin forward. Now look, guys, we're not doing this one down here today. We're not doing it. I'm using this as a back bend and a hip flexor stretch. I walk my left foot back, I walk my hands back. I roll my left hip down and forward. I pull my navel in and up. So as I actively use my left toes to reach my left heel back, I pull my chest up against it. And I'm gonna hold here. I really wanna work on pressing my right foot and shin down. The outer edge of my right foot and ankle and shin really ground down. In power practice, you wouldn't really need your arms here as you develop this ability. But yogis, left chest forward, okay? With practice, back toes tuck, my back knee hovers a little, and my arms start to go up. But warning, this is a tough pose. Be easy. Don't feel like you gotta go too strong. Stay upright today, please. So the blocks are just so good here, okay? To help you kind of lift better. But I am pressing down. And my blocks can get my legs get lazy. Don't let that happen. Last 3 breaths. So this stretch combined with our rotation is really nice. So I'm here right now. I'm going to take it right to another posture. So I'm not going to go side to side. I'm going to lean a little right. Now, you wouldn't really use your hands eventually, but I'll keep my hands down. My left leg swings wide forward. My left sit bone goes back down. Left foot outside right knee. I'm not pulling it toward the hip. I keep it forward. Left sit bone down, left hand behind, right arm up. I twist left. So these two postures together are really nice torso hip release. So these are like power stretches too, right? I can tell I need this one today right here. Something going on. Middle back. Very common to run around the spine, so try to sit up taller, okay? Shoulders back and down. You're lifting the heart, and then twist it, okay? When you're ready, big inhale. Slowly untwist. Hands plant, left leg swings back behind you. Lift up into your pigeon maybe for a moment. And then right leg goes back. Shake it out a little bit. You know, whatever you need to do for the leg there to kind of neutralize any residual sensations. Basically, you know, the more New York practice, a little bit more kind of soothing in between. Seasoned practitioners, you can kind of jump right in and out, side to side here. Second side, left shin forward, please. Now, yogis, the tendency is to want to be here. Hips lifted and forward, body forward, down. But what I want to do is hips back and down, chest back and up. Okay? I use my right foot to crawl back. I use my blocks and hands. They're here. I crawl them back. And I push down, roll my shoulders back and up, and lift that heart. Couple breaths here. It's commonly kind of overlooked that upright pigeon is a very, very different effect on the body than down pigeon or resting pigeon, and restorative pigeon, a lot of names there for that one. It's a very different thing, okay? And if you always find yourself laying down, it's good to take this upright one sometimes and really stretch, especially if we don't do postures like this in class a lot, because you're getting that kind of same lengthening through the hip flexor. So just some food for thought, just to notice this subtle thing that's kind of overlooked. This is so much different than this, okay? Whenever you're done there, take your time, lean to the left, swing your right foot wide and forward. Use your blocks as much as you need. Right foot outside left knee. It's up front. It's not pulled back. It's out here by the knee so we can twist, across the thigh better. Right sit bone down, big inhale, sit up, and let's twist right. Not a lot of twist today. So, make it a good one. Shoulders back and down, lift that heart and twist. So listen, yogis, we've got about 2 minutes left. So you swing that leg back around, maybe taste your pigeon one last time. And then you release, neutralize for a moment. Ideally, it's something probably symmetrical. We didn't really, get a simple hold here. If you wanted to do just what we call Paschimottanasana, kind of reaching forward, not much yoga on the back. If you wanted to bring it down here, another soft version is here. Soothing, draw circles. Happy babies a little bit more, kind of feeling out your body there. Big posture would be plow. Kind of swinging your legs up over your body, hands on your lower back. It's not a good idea to get into plow and start to look at the screen. All right, to basically put weight on your neck in a hyperflexion and rotate it. That's a very good recipe for neck soreness and injury. So listen, yogis, you got about, another maybe 45 seconds, a minute, and then I'm gonna guide you into Shavasana, and then I will say goodbye, do your Shavasana on your own. It's a unique opportunity, yogis. And this is where a lot of the responsibility, shift towards the self. A lot of times you're trapped in that yoga room and you have to do Shavasana. Now, it's personal. It's where you have to do it on your own, self-discipline. There's a famous saying in yoga that self-discipline is the surest way to increase the quality of your life. It's not find more fun or more pleasure. Self-discipline is the surest way to increase the quality of your life. That's from Jnana Yoga, the yoga of study and discipline. And I'm a big believer in that. It's not easy to sometimes discipline our, desires like foods we love, but then you get a lot of benefit from being healthier, right? So it's similar here to discipline the mind and body to rest. And you get a lot of benefits that's kind of hard to see at first, okay? So here we go, guys. Let's do our Shavasana. So we're going to take our most comfortable position, laying on our back. Some of you are ready to do seated meditation. The idea is to get comfortable, to be still and quiet, to just be, to sit for as long as you can, or to lay, relax as long as you can. No fidgeting, no exercising, no deep breathing, okay? You just let your body exist without attempting to do so much. Try to go 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes if you can, until you find a deep state of relaxation, trance.
and then you slowly wake yourself up at your own pace. Okay. So thank you for allowing me to serve you guys. Good job today. My name's Rob. I appreciate you guys showing up. I'll see you next week, same time. Namaste.